So we talked about the complexities of connecting with these fans. Specific strategies, is there anything that you'd like to share about, particularly interested in strategies that may not even existed a generation ago?
Well, one of our favorite programs is called the Power Players, and it's a youth advisory board. It's a group of 13 to 17-year-olds, and we meet with them twice a month. And we talk about everything from media, content, sports, not just hockey, technology, culture, all the things to keep our fingerprint on what's next with this next generation. And we use them as a sounding board for some of our strategies. They either validate our strategies, they help us hone our social media and our content strategies, identify creators. But I do encourage that, as a driver for keeping your finger on the pulse of society while you're simultaneously investing in all these new connection points through technology, through digital, activations, through, as we mentioned, fantasy and betting and all those things. Those take a tremendous amount of time to do, and we want to make sure that we're investing our time in the right places that drive the business. So we have a little bit of the qualitative with the focus groups, and then we have the quantitative with the data that comes from these digital activations.
So let me get this right. You get these young people in a room, or you get them on a Teams call, or what's the mechanics of it?
Yeah, we do. One call is a Zoom call, and the second time we meet during the month is Slack. Sometimes we watch games together, which is fascinating, by the way. Watching other people watch games and the conversations and the sidebars and how they go through social media and find other things that are related to the game. It's really incredible, and I highly encourage you to do that, because then you understand what it's like to sit in their shoes when they're watching our sport and how they engage in community as around it.
So that shoots down the myth that young people can't sit still long enough to watch your sport. Okay, let's be clear about that. Gillian, any strategies you'd like to share?
Yeah, sure. I love Heidi's story. I've heard her say it a few times about her advisory panel, and it's my favorite. I have an advisory panel. They're a little sweatier. Right now we have about 1,000 kids across 250 clinics in our Learn to Play programming in northern New Jersey. So we glean a lot from those kids and their caregivers and their family members as to sort of what they're into, what they like, what they don't like. And so in parallel, building off that, we're heavy into gaming. Tonight is actually our gaming themed game at our rink. We have a gaming lounge installed there that we invested with in partnership with the NHL, which is fabulous and really fun. You'll never want to leave if you come. And we'll also launch this evening a big collaboration with the NHL and an organization called Play Versus, which is the largest e-gaming platform for middle schoolers and high schoolers. So we're actively going after younger humans where they are, where they play, and then drawing them back to the sport of hockey.
I'll build off of that. I mean, I think many of us know that true loyal fandom is inked between 5 and 11. And so as we continue to really hone in and focus on engaging them, bringing into the game, having them play the game, all of that builds upon itself. I think as we look to the future, I know in Los Angeles, having just gone through the terrible California wildfires, there is this notion of we're constantly charging towards the future, but sometimes we have to stop, pause, and really appreciate what that community is going through. And as a civic advocate, stop and say, what is our responsibility through this moment? And you can still keep a lens on what does that mean for the youth. Many high schools, elementary schools, all of them truly impacted through the Palisades, through Pasadena, through Altadena, and elsewhere. So how do we also play through the responsibility we have in times of great joy, but also in times of crisis? And so I think making sure that we are both technologically and from a data and intelligence standpoint smart enough to know how to react, but also to have the agility to meet that moment in a way that is truly us, I think is part of that innovation that we're continuing to strive for.